Hi again. So I want to talk about what discipline looks like when you're exhausted and starting from zero. And I think the examples I want to discuss, that sounds so like I'm in a classroom, but more seriously, I want to talk about when I went through burnout. Let's start with that. So I burnt out when I was 23 years old, and the overwhelming feeling was, what is it? Like, what's burning out? Like I felt really scared because like what happens when you've burnt out at 23? Like you've just started your career. I had been working for a year and a half. Like what does that mean for your future? So I think I was so desperate. That's the word I was looking for. And in that case, being desperate made me really open to other comments from people and to suggestions. And so the doctor I was seeing like put me on medical leave, and she was like, you there's a thing in France that on your sick leave, like they can tick a box saying you should stay at home during your sick leave, or you're allowed to come out. In theory, it's because someone can come and check that you are actually respecting the rules of your sick leave. In reality, I have no idea how it goes, but she explained to me that like she ticked the box saying I could go out of the house, and it was actually recommended. And I was like, what am what am I gonna do all day long? I mean, I was the perfect picture of the overachiever who worked, who was president of a student organization, who was writing her thesis, who was running and doing all kinds of sports, and that was my life. So I mean, when she was like, when she told me I was going to be on sick leave for 2 weeks, and basically in my head that meant doing nothing, I was like, what am I going to do? And so she suggested, that I go on walks and I actually pick up a book and go to a cafe for a few hours a day. So that is what I did. I picked up a book. I went out. I picked up a self-development book. I don't know where the recommendation came from. I think I had started to look into self-development, but not so much. It was a Brené Brown book, I think. And yeah, and I think that was my first experience of discipline, because I didn't want to do anything. I was really tired. I was really scared, but I told myself the only thing I need to do is go out every day. If I do that, then everything will be okay. The rest of the day I can just rest and relax and not think about anything. So that's what I did. And then, as I was discussing in the other video, this happened again when I suffered from a depression. I really didn't want to do anything. I wasn't feeling anything, but I told myself, I was still working remotely, so I was telling myself I lived in New Zealand, in Wellington, New Zealand, and I was telling myself every day I will go out to the co-working. If that's the only thing I do, that's fine. I will take the bus there, I will walk back, that will get me some movement in, that will get me out of the house, that will get me to see some people, to connect with some people. Then some days I started doing it every day, and then the rest of the day I would do nothing. I would watch comedy series and I would rest and wait for my partner to get home. And over time, like, that discipline started being like, oh, I'm also going, after the co-working space, I'm gonna go grab lunch to a coffee shop, and then I am going to go walk to the pier where there is this bouldering gym, and I will start bouldering on my own. And I started doing this once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week. And I started meeting people there. I went there on my own. It was really a good time, I think, like getting movement in, doing sport in such a nice place. Like the bouldering gym was literally right on the pier. Like, I think one day there was even like this very small penguin that came to the shore, so it was really cute and just really cool. And then after that, like, it became, oh, I'm gonna join a running club in the evening, and I started going once, twice, 3 times. And then it was yoga because I hurt my knee, but I mean, it compounded. I think that's really the thing. Like, the compound effect is that, like, I started small, but I started by making commitment to myself. Even though I didn't want to make it, I started by making it, and that compounded to more and more, and to actually just getting better. Obviously, it wasn't the only thing. It was also, with the help of my doctor, medicine, and then a psychologist. But that truly, truly helped a ton. So I think this is when I discovered discipline. And then I think it's always been a part of me, right? But maybe there are moments in my life where I moved a bit away from it. I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think being super disciplined is something that happens a lot of the time. I think there are different moments in life and different phases of life where you need and want different things, and that's absolutely fine. But then when I got diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and I started being super disciplined about what I ate, about cutting gluten, processed sugar, lactose products. I also, for some reason, initially I was really scared to do any type of sports like weight training, running, etc. when I absolutely love running and sport is recommended a ton. So instead I told myself I'm gonna go on walks every day. Once I felt like going on, that I could go on walks. And so I started going on walks. I don't really track anything, but on my phone I have an app that will actually tell me how many steps I've walked. So I started with 3,000 steps a day, which when you work from home is pretty good. And then it was 5,000 and then 7,000 and sometimes 10,000. And that commitment really helped me. And then I took this as an opportunity to sometimes walk. So I would go out, and I still do go out multiple times a day. I don't do it all at once. And so I will go out and listen to like some type of self-development video or a podcast. Sometimes I'll listen to music, and a lot of time too I just don't listen to anything because I just enjoy being outside. I do some exercises that I've seen when I have a hard time being present. I saw that exercise once. I absolutely love it. I walk and imagine that I am an alien on a planet that I know nothing about. And so I'm looking through my eyes as if everything is new. And it's a pretty cool experience. It really does anchor you in the present moment. So yeah, and again this stacks up. I started doing this, then I started running again, then I started adding some weight training into it. So then I started going to yoga classes again on a weekly basis. And so again, like, I think it's called habit stacking, but with discipline you can start small and then add on. And then like I said, like, you can and you get and you should have moments where you don't have to be disciplined. Like, I always have a day a week where I tell myself it's my free day. I don't have to do anything if I don't want to do anything. I also, when I'm on vacation, I usually drop it. I mean, I love walking anyway, so I will go on walks, but I definitely won't put any pressure on myself to do things the same way. Because I think it's as important. I think the rest and letting go is as important. But when you develop a practice of discipline, it really helps in your life and it stacks up, because after a while it just becomes normal. Like, walking now is not a chore anymore like it might have been at some point. Also because every day I'm reminded of how much I like it and how much I feel better once I've gone outside on a walk, listened to a podcast, etc. So I think the good thing with discipline as well is you are constantly reminded of why you're doing what you're doing and why it's good for you and why you're enjoying it. And that's something really cool that comes when you develop that regular practice of discipline. I think what can become hard, and I've seen it, is like, now I don't fall into that trap anymore, but I did for a while, which is also why initially when I burnt out and went through a depression, I got better, and then a year and a half, 2 years after, I was suffering from another depression. Is because that's the first thing, that's when as well I understood that doing good things for you, being disciplined about it, is not a one-time thing, because I definitely tended to stop doing the things that were good for me once I was feeling better, and I forgot that actually doing them was what made me feel and stay better. So definitely not the case anymore. I mean, I'm human. Maybe in 2 years you'll be watching this channel and you'll be like, she's completely gone off the rail on the discipline aspect. And if I have, there might have been a good reason for it. Maybe I'm on vacation, maybe I'm enjoying things. Maybe it's a period of time where I want to relax a bit more. I don't know. But for now, like, and for the past 11 years already, discipline has really been a big part of my life and has really allowed me to enjoy my life more, to live a better life, to get more out of the life I have, and to chase my dreams and make them come true. Yeah, at the beginning of the year, I was looking for a new job. I wanted to stop being an entrepreneur, and I wanted to go back into consulting, which, funnily enough, was where I had burnt out when I first started my career. And same thing, I applied discipline. I was like, if every day, like, looking for a job can be very, I had periods where I was looking for a job where it was so tiring, so exhausting. I mean, between like having to look for a job that works for you, write your CV, cover letter. Okay, it's easier with AI today, but also like you can see when it's written with AI, so you still need to review it, and then preparing for the hiring processes. I'm a product manager between, and our recruitment processes are usually pretty long. They're like 5 to 7 phases. So it's pretty daunting, and then sometimes hearing no and things like that. So I applied discipline. I was like, as long as 5-6 days a week, I submit an application to a place, like I submit an application, then I've waited for the day. So I would get up, do this first thing in the morning, which, by the way, really helps. I love this methodology called Eat the Frog, this productivity methodology, which is about having one big priority a day and doing it first thing in the morning, or doing the hardest task, most complex, the one you least want to do, first thing in the morning, because then whatever happens the rest of the morning, your day is a win. You've already done the biggest thing you wanted to do, and it worked. So I think this was helpful, and this is what I applied here as well. Like, I would do this first after waking up, getting breakfast, going out for a walk. And so then if I had energy during the day, I would do other things. If I had interviews, I would prepare for them. But no matter what, like I had done something towards finding a job, and I was taking it seriously, and it worked. And as you see, I wasn't doing what some people do, which they are sending 100 CVs a week and 100 cover letters a week and not really personalizing it, and then not understanding why they don't hear back from recruiters. So again, discipline doesn't have to be an all or nothing huge thing, but I'm really about small everyday steps making a bigger difference than one big thing you do once, basically. And at least that theory has worked for me, and it has really helped showcase discipline and the word and what it is in a positive light, and it has me excited about it. I know discipline sounds like so rigid and scary sometimes and anxiety driven, but it really doesn't have to be. So yeah, if you are in a place where you know you want to make a change, but it seems daunting, start with the smallest thing and do it regularly. And once you feel like you can add on something else or spend more time, like if you're walking 10 minutes a day, then maybe once you feel good about it, you can start walking 15 minutes a day. And then like 3 months from now, you might be walking 30 minutes a day, and you will be like, that was easy. It wasn't always, but it was easier, because instead of telling yourself you had to work 30 minutes every day, it worked. And then for me now, like, for instance, in the morning, I always want to walk before I work. And what has made it easier is, for a long time, like I was going for walks that were at least 20 to 30 minutes. And when I didn't have time, I just wouldn't go, and I felt the effect of it because I didn't move my body enough. I didn't get natural sunlight in the morning before starting my workday. And so now I'm like, as long as I get out of the house, even if I just go to like if I even just go to another street, and it's a 5-minute walk, like it's fine as long as I've gotten out. I can always go to and do other walks throughout the day. So yeah, I hope watching this video has really helped you see discipline in a new light. And if you're excited to start something new and to stick with it, just let me know in the comments, subscribe, and we can just help each other on this journey and achieve all of our dreams one step at a time, because it is truly what it is. Thank you.